Hey everyone, I'm Katia Romero.
And I'm Nathan. Welcome back to Strazine, your go to podcast for smart, real talk on social media and students' lives.
Whether you're a future influencer or a content creator or just someone trying to make it through college with your GPA intact, this is one for you.
Today's topic hits close to home: how social media affects our school performance and what we can do about it.
Let's kick things off today with the question of the day, and that is, does social media have a negative effect on your schooling? If yes, how?
We'll explore your answers, personal experiences, and break down how to use social media to your advantage and not your downfall.
To get some real perspective, we sent Mike around campus to talk to students about their screen time and study habits.
Here's what they had to say.
Hello and welcome back to this section of Interview on the Street. And today's show, we're going to interview a couple people here at the MC building. Today's question is pretty simple, but we want to know your guys' opinion. And that is, how does social media affect your performance at school? And today we have the wonderful
Taylor.
What do you think about what I just said?
I think I tend to spend a lot of time on social media, so it probably takes away from time that I could be doing school.
That's so true. And so what do you think you could do better on that? Like, what would your suggestions to people be?
I try to not have Instagram on my phone, so if I need to use it, then I need to go and re-download it. So just more barriers to time wasting.
I agree, girl. Honestly, we can do better. How does social media affects your performance at school? Do you think that affects you much, negatively, positively? If so, tell us a bit about your experience and your name, of course.
Okay, yeah, I'm Caitlin. I feel like overall I am pretty good about using my time of I need to go to school and focus on that. And then when I'm done with everything, using social media, I feel like I'm pretty good about using my time that way. But also I do find myself having the urge to scroll or something when I'm super bored in the class, or when there's nothing going on in class. I'm oh, just pick out my phone. But so I do think it does affect me in that way for sure.
Yeah. What would you think would be a good suggestion to people to do differently that you would like to do, that you're working on?
I'm trying to think. I guess I do just work on trying to focus in on my class and be oh, I'm actually paying for this, so I need to pay attention. I don't know. I guess there's always deleting it off your phone, but I honestly, maybe I rely on it too much because I'm I don't think I could do that.
Same, girl.
So awkward.
I get it.
But yeah, I don't know.
No,
I gotta work on it.
That's okay. How does social media affect your school performance? And today we have
Katie.
Awesome. What do you think about it? I just said, Katie.
I think the biggest thing with social media is that it helps me procrastinate more. I get very distracted. So when I need to be doing homework, I'm scrolling. That's not good. So that's my biggest issue, is that it just makes me procrastinate worse and not study.
Agree. Yeah. What would you do differently?
I've been trying to figure that out myself. I did probably just need to delete them or just stay locked in longer. I don't know. If you have any advice, podcast Learns Anything, I'm happy to hear.
Yes. So on our episode, we're going to talk about tips and tricks to how to improve on that, because we all fall into that trap.
Yes.
But does social media affect your school performance? If yes, why so and how so?
I would say yes, because as the other person had said in the last interview, yeah, it helps with procrastination and distracts you. And especially with someone with autism, it would make it worse.
I know.
Or ADHD.
Yeah, I totally get it. How do you think you could improve, or what would you suggest to people?
If you're going to do homework, do it out in the open with other people, or make someone else aware of what you're doing, so you have someone to have accountability with, reporting, kind of something like that.
And today we have the pleasure with
Ryan Turner.
You heard him right. So we have the same question for you, and that is, has social media affected your school performance? If yes, how so and why so?
It's hard to say, but probably mainly because like I feel like I can get easily distracted from using social media. I don't think it's been that positive. I'm not saying it's been terrible, but I think my technology habits could be better. So I'm actually trying to spend less time on social media right now because I feel like I'm just wasting time on it, and I could be, actually doing productive things instead, pretty much.
Yeah. What would you say to people on their usage of social media? Like, what do you think they should be doing differently as far as like your own opinion on it?
Spend less time on social. Spend less time scrolling. I think if you're going to be online, you got to spend your time wisely. There's way too many things you can get distracted on, way too many rabbit holes you can fall down, and it's just going to suck your time away. And it generally, what I've noticed in myself is when I spend all that time, I feel worse. I can feel my brain melting, and so it's bad. It's really bad. Now there are of course good things with social media. There are positive things with connecting with people, and I think if you do it right, it's going to help you out a lot. But it can be way too easy to do it wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your powerful insights. Like, we all need to do better, truly.
Let's be honest. So social media is a double-edged sword. For some, it's a business tool. For others, it's a late-night rabbit hole. So how do we shift the balance?
This week, Nathan did a deep dive into the topic and shared some powerful takeaways on managing social media while keeping your academic game strong.
Social media has changed the world. However, it is not without its flaws. Today on Strategene, we will discuss how social media affects academic performance. First, let's talk about the potential learning that social media allows students. According to a study by informationmatters.org, social media helps students engage and collaborate with each other online. Online discussion boards are extremely common in today's school system. Students can quickly share resources and findings through sites like LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. Finally, social media allows students to personalize their learning and allows them global connections through sites like LinkedIn, YouTube, all of those sites that students use. However, social media also has a list of problems when it comes to education. Distraction and poor time management, information overload, there's less face-to-face interaction leading to poor interpersonal skills. There's also privacy concerns, poor mental health, misinformation, academic integrity concerns, multitasking and cognitive overload, disruption of sleep patterns, addiction and time management issues, equity, and access issues. Not all students have the same access to technology. Boundaries between personal and academic use. If that sounds like a lot of problems, it's because it is. According to the National Library of Medicine, they found guidance on effective social media use will improve undergraduates' academic performance, well-being, and interpersonal relationships. Interestingly, they also found a correlation between social media and GPA. Is social media a net good? Let's find out on this episode. For additional information and to reference the sources used in this video, check out the show notes and attributions at the end of this podcast. For Strategene, I'm Jeremy Levenger.
Thank you, Jeremy. And student-led research or commentary on social media's impact on focus, procrastination, and how to regain control.
Thanks again for those powerful segments. We hope you got thinking about your own habits.
Okay, to continue on, we're going to look at the interview that I was able to do with Stephen Henderson to break down the topic a bit more. Our guest on Strategene today is Stephen Henderson, a communication professor at Brigham Young University, Idaho. Thanks so much for joining us today.
You bet.
Today we're diving into a timely topic that affects about every student, and that is what are the effects of social media on academic performance. So let's get started.
Despite the pain inside. That's a really good question. I think one of my biggest takeaways that I've seen from teaching students is that because all the information you could ever want is available so easily on social media, I think students these days might come into the classroom thinking that the information is right there in front of them and they can learn as quick as they can scroll.
Oh,
I don't think
yeah.
I don't think deep learning is the same as a quick scroll. And I think that might be a difficulty that students could face.
Most, my dear, are the ones left hurt.
I think one of the biggest benefits of social media use for students is their ability to connect with each other, connect with brands, connect with storytellers, connect with creators, connect with anybody out there who's doing the kind of work that they would like to someday do.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I think most students get caught up in just their normal routine, their trap, their automatic way of exploring social media. And I don't think that's very beneficial.
Yeah.
I think it is beneficial. Social media are extremely beneficial when it comes to connecting with a random person across the world. But they are not as helpful when we say, oh yeah, just take your phone and scroll for 6 hours on TikTok. I don't think that helps anybody.
Yeah. I mean, that's brilliant. You answered the next question as well, because it was admitting what the negative impacts are.
Yeah.
Because there is a interesting balance, but it's leaning mainly one way. And it is dangerous, I guess.
'Cause all that I want is
Yeah, 1,000%. Those platforms are engineered for addiction.
Yeah.
Period. I mean, name any of the social media platforms, they are designed to get us to keep looking and to keep looking and to keep kind of pulling the miniature slot machine.
Yeah,
lever
engaging
all day
and
long.
just going deeper down the rabbit hole.
And just the software behind, kind of the infinite scroll.
Yeah.
It never ends. It never ends.
Yeah.
Just that software change was enough to get people just hooked. And now when you scroll, you see a bunch of new content, your brain is telling you, I wonder if I scroll again, what am I going to get?
Yeah.
And it's like playing a slot machine.
Yeah.
So the addiction level is extremely high. And then the research on young people especially, but really most age ranges, the research shows that it's just not healthy to be comparing yourself to other people. I think just make a decision and stick to it.
Yeah.
My older sister, she kind of woke up one day years ago. It's probably been 5 or 6 years. She just said, I spend too much time on my phone, and social media has just taken so many waking moments from my life. I should just get rid of all of that. So she deleted every single one of her social accounts, and she's never gotten them back. She doesn't touch any of it.
Hats off to her. That's aggressive.
So she's remarkable in that, and she still keeps in touch with the people she wants to stay in touch with.
Yeah.
Whether it's through messaging them or
But we have numbers. We have means of messaging.
It's honestly like for the college student age range, I think that the amount of time wasted, that's the saddest part. If I could go back in time, I would tell myself, delete these accounts, delete these apps.
Yeah.
Spend your time in a more meaningful way. Learn interesting things, do fun things. That's what I would do.
Yeah, no, that's excellent advice, and probably what I tell myself as well.
And you already know that.
Yeah. But hey, Brother Henderson, thank you so much for taking the time to share your insight and on Strazine, and honestly, just your entire perspective, because it does help and helps us see a different way if others haven't seen that way. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Yeah, man. Anytime.
Yeah.
Now for one of our favorite parts of the show, tips and tools. This week, Faith is showing us a super practical app called Forest that helps you stay focused and beat distractions.
Yeah. It turns out it turns focus into a game, literally. Plant a virtual tree, and if you leave your phone, your tree grows. If you can't resist TikTok, you kill the tree.
Hi everyone, I'm Faith Meskel, and for this week's Tips and Tools segment, I wanted to share an app that has helped me stay focused while studying or doing homework. It's called Forest. Here's how it works. You set a timer, and while it runs, a tree starts growing, but if you leave the app to check social media or text, or anything else your tree dies. So staying off your phone means that your forest grows. The best part is that the longer you focus, the more coins you earn, and then you can use those coins to help grow a whole virtual forest, or you could contribute to planting real trees through the app's partnerships with tree planting organizations. There are a lot of focus apps out there other than Forest, but this one's my personal favorite because it rewards your time spent away from your phone. That's all for tips and tools. Now back to the hosts.
So back to the question of the day, does social media have a negative impact on our school performance?
Here's the reality. Yes, it can. But it doesn't have to. It's all about how you use it. Use tools like Forest, schedule your screen time, and turn your feed into something that motivates you and not distracts you.
Next week on Strazing, we're diving into something that can seriously level up your online presence, search engine optimization or SEO for students. Is it still relevant and can it help your brand?
That's it for today's episode of Stratazine. Thanks so much for hanging out with us.
You'll find links to everything we mentioned today, including the Forest app, in the show notes below.
Stay smart, stay focused, and remember, you control the scroll.